Hello there, dear YouTubers. My name is King1993, and today is another day of me trying to explain three more of the Nikke characters within this game. So, without further ado, let's get started. Now, before starting, another thing I forgot to mention: this is a beginners and intermediate guide only. So, meta players are not meant to be come here for any type of advice. So, go to other place because I am not capable of doing any type of meta content because I do not have enough resources to put actual money in this game because my life is not consisting of that amount of money. So which is why I play these games as a free to play, by the way, for a long period of time. Okay, so anyway, let's get started. So three of the characters which I will be talking about today is gonna be the uh burst 2 character, and two of the burst 2 character which I have is guilty and noble. Another one which I do not have is gonna be let's see, it's gonna be this one who is called Blanc. Okay, so these are the three characters which I will be talking about. Now the reason I'll be talking about the burst 2 because in a previous video I made regarding triple S rank burst 1, and that video is done, and today is gonna be the triple S rank burst 2. Okay, now as you can see here, there are this website. If you come to this website which goes by the name pridewin.gg, then go to this Nikke section and then click on tier list. Make sure to click on pause with ads and this will eventually show up. Okay, now here's the thing. So when you click on each of these character, obviously individual page will open and you'll see why these Nikke are basically considered as an S rank character in the burst 2 and why they are organized in this manner, such as first Blanc, then guilty, then noble. Okay, so let's explain the capabilities of Blancs. Now Blanc is a Tetra manufacturer. Okay, manufactured by Tetra. She is the member of the 777 squad. Her rarity is SSR. She is a defender. Assault rifle is her weapon. Wind type character and type 2 burst type. Okay. Now she is considered as a buffer, debuffer, healer, and shielder. So as a character who is capable of doing all of these four, she is a very rare character. I hope you understand the point. Okay. So she is eventually going to be available in the next patch, I guess. But at the moment, she is not available, but she will be available in the next patch. Okay. What do I mean by that? If I go to the recruit section, normally she should be available in this ordinary section here in this place, but she is not available. Let's take a look. As you can see here, as I slowly scroll downwards, she is not here, but she will eventually be available. Now, other than that, the question remains is why is she the most important character? Well, first of all, to understand game wise, she is the most important character is because of her ability to do a lot of support, and she is a lot more useful if she were to have Noir or Noir on her team. Okay, Noir and Blanche are basically sisters, so Noir is also part of the 777 squad. So it is basically written here that if if burst 2 if burst 2 is activated, okay, and if the member of this same squad is on the team, okay, then basically speaking, our cooldown, which is about 60 seconds, it is gonna get slashed up to 20 seconds. So basically 40 seconds of cooldown is gone, and that is the whole reason why it is recommended to use a Blanc with Noir. Okay, and what is her capability? She is gonna be doing damage. She is gonna be doing shielding. Here it is creates a shield, and she will also recover HP. So basically, this is an all-rounder support character and a defender. Normally, defender character are not support character. Defender character basically creates the shield, but this is an exception. This character can do healing as well as buff and debuff and shielding, like all four together, which is why this character is a highly recommended character. Okay, now if you were to go by the second list, which is gonna be guilty, guilty is the first thing I'll have to say. Guilty is not easy to get. Okay, in order for you to actually get guilty, you have to go to this liberation section and you will have to select one of the three Nikkes from this place. Okay, now obviously I have gotten guilty, so that is good for me, but I didn't knew guilty was gonna be that much good. But anyway, I had gotten guilty. So if you are a beginner, if you are an intermediate player, then you will eventually get guilty. I know if you don't have her, but if you are a beginner, go for guilty first, okay? Because the reason why you want to get guilty first is because guilty is a buffer and a debuffer character, okay? She is part of the Missile squad. Her squad is called Real Kindness. She is an SSR rank. Her class is an attacker type, a shotgun user, wind type element user, and burst 2 character. Okay, now here is the thing. She is useful on her own. Basically speaking, her overall damage output as a attacker is extremely high for a burst 2 character. Okay, that is point number 1. Now point number 2 is she also works as a buffer and a debuffer. Here this is basically her own damage type. In this place it is basically, again, her own damage type will basically go up, and this one will basically make the other characters strong, but it will only happen if the other characters are basically wind type. And the last but not least is basically the enemy with the highest defense is gonna take the highest amount of damage, and an additional damage of 200 and 77% of damage will be added to guilty. And not only that, the defense of the enemy, single enemy, will go down for 5 seconds. Yep. So basically speaking, this character is a buffer and a debuffer, and that's basically her own specialty. Other than that, her overall attack percentage is comparatively very high compared to any of the other Nikke in the burst 2 category. Okay, and because she is capable of doing her burst skill every 20 seconds, and because most of the shotgun users are extremely powerful at mid or close range, it is highly recommended that you use this character. Unless you are facing most of the enemies in a long distance, then I suggest that you go for Dola instead. Okay, now for both guilty and Blanc, the main topic is over. Now the third topic is gonna be novel. Okay, now novel used to be at somewhere around here, A or B category, okay, in the tier list, but eventually for a certain reason which I myself do not know, she is now capable of doing a large quantity of debuffer against the enemy. So if you are planning on going for debuffing the enemy's defense, then obviously this one is going to be a good option. Okay, now first of all, let's talk about what she is. Okay, she's manufactured by Tetra. Her squad is called Protocol. Her rarity is SSR. She's a defender, weapon type SMG, element is iron, and she's a burst type 2 character. Okay, now other than that, as it is written here, she is only capable of doing one thing, debuffing. Now let's talk about this one. The normal attack is basically normal as a defender. Now the skill 1 is basically where everything starts to get a little bit supportive type. For example, what will happen is 3 of the enemy with the highest defense, their defense will go down, and they will basically take 52.36% of damage from novel. Okay, now this is a skill 2. In skill 2, what basically happens is after landing 100 of normal attack, okay, her defense will go up uh, by 13% up to 5 times, and it will last up to 15 seconds. So basically speaking, if you just want to survive in a battle situation, obviously having novel is a very good option. But if you do not have novel, okay, then let's say if you were to have any of the other SSTR rank, they are still gonna be able to do the burst option. Okay, but if you are thinking of doing large quantity of damage to the enemy, maybe using novel is still a better option. But if you have guilty, okay, then there is no need for you to actually invest on novel. And If you have Blanc, then there is no need to invest on Guilty or Novel. If you have use Blanc with Noir, okay. If you don't have Noir, then go for Guilty, and if you don't have Guilty or Blanc, just go for Novel, okay. So that's basically how it goes. Normally it should be something like this, because Guilty is more of a damage dealer her own self, but Novel will basically help the team as well, okay, by lowering the enemy's defense. Now, last but not least is Novel's ability to use her burst, and her burst has a cooldown of 20 seconds, okay. And because of that reason, the enemies with the highest attack will take the most amount of damage from Novel. That is one of the thing. Another thing is when Cornucopia is fully stacked, okay, enemy will take damage up to 67.5% for 5 seconds. So Novel is gonna be doing a little bit help on this regards, okay. Is skill 1 and skill 2. Skill 2 is basically her own self, but skill 1 will basically lowers the enemy's defense by 7% for 5 seconds, okay, and it will be done up to 3 enemies. So comparatively speaking, the support is okay, good enough, but because of the amount of percentage of the support she is going to be giving to the other characters, her overall place again switches back to below Guilty, okay. So overall I would say that if you want to prioritize which Nikke you want to get, then I highly suggest that you go for Blanc, and then Guilty, and then Noble, okay, because Blanc with Noir is the best option, okay. And then Guilty if you do not have Blanc, and then use Novel if you do not have either Guilty or Blanc, okay. Now if you were to see, okay, what about Dola? Well, let's look at her. I'm not gonna explain about Dola in this video. I'm just giving you some option of what you should expect, okay. Now here is the thing. If you use Dola, then obviously Dola should be able to provide with a lot more help compared to Novel. But the thing is, for some reason which I myself do not know why, Dola is basically in the SS rank. Normally she should be in the triple S rank, and Novel should be at the SS rank, but I do not know why this happened. But all I do know that I trust this because after watching all of these ranking, I basically switched up most of my characters in their proper manner, and after doing so, my overall damage output is now a lot more higher, okay. So after doing all of those things, now the last thing that remains is go to the arc section, and then go to this loss sector, then go to this harmony cube, and then if I were to say, okay, which type of harmony cube should be given to which character, now I myself is not capable of knowing which is the best option, but based on my calculation, I highly suggest that you do the following thing. Now if Blanc is a, let's say, assault rifle user, so obviously she is gonna have the lowest reload rate. So based on that, I'm gonna say that if you were to give her assault cube where she's gonna be continuously doing a large quantity of hit rate, then yep, this is gonna be a good option for her. Now as for Guilty, Guilty is a shotgun user, and shotgun user takes a lot of time to reload. So based on that, I would suggest that you give her the highest speed reload, okay. Here it is, this one, reload speed, the highest amount, which is 14.84. It is going to be a lot more higher if I were to upgrade it to level 10, but I have not been able to done so. And then if I were to talk about Novel is basically one of those types that she's not going to be able to do that much compared to Guilty or Blanc. But you still want to use her and give her something, then I highly suggest that you give her this one, adjusted cube, which basically increases the charge speed of the burst as quickly as possible, okay. So these are basically my recommended option for these three characters. Now if you find this video interesting regarding of which type of character you should be using, which character you should be upgrading, okay, and which harmony cube you should be giving them, then this video will be able to help you in the long run. And once you spend let's say a little bit more time on each and every character, only then you will be able to understand what you should be doing. Okay, now another thing I forgot to mention is what is the maximum time of each of these characters burst. Okay, so the burst sequence, which it lasts about 10 seconds, is Blanc, which is why Blanc is at the front. Okay, the best one. Now the second best one is gonna be the Guilty, and she will be having a burst activation of only 5 seconds. Okay, and afterwards novel will also have a burst activation of 5 seconds. So compared to all of these, I would still say that novel I mean Blanche is the best option, and then Guilty, and then novel. Okay, so anyway, if you find this video interesting, then please give a like and subscribe and click the bell notification icons to get more of this type of topic on a regular basis. Next time I will be talking about the burst 3 characters, and despite how it looks, I think this character should be in this place here, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this one. Okay. So anyway, goodbye, stay safe, and see you again next time.